The question itself is the answer's seed. Sometimes the question comes to us quietly. Not with drama, but in the middle of an ordinary afternoon. Maybe you're on a bus or folding laundry. And suddenly the thought arrives. What is all this for? Other times, it comes after a major life event. A hard-won success or a heartbreaking loss. In the silence that follows, a deeper whisper begins to stir. This question lingers not because it needs a quick answer but because something inside you has begun to wake up. Most people see the question, "What's the meaning of life?" as a puzzle to solve. But Buddhism views it as a sign, a rare and precious one. It suggests that your mind no longer accepts easy, surface-level answers like, "Just be happy," or "Do your best." You've outgrown them. This isn't a crisis, it's the beginning of genuine insight. An ancient Buddhist story illustrates just how rare this moment is. It says that being born as a human is as rare as a blind turtle at the bottom of the ocean surfacing once every 100 years and putting its head through a wooden ring floating on the sea. This analogy isn't meant to pressure you. It simply highlights that this life is rare. Not because it's perfect, but because it gives you the capacity to ask these deep questions. That is the truly rare part. The French philosopher Albert Camus called this search for meaning in a silent world, the absurd. He believed courage was not to run from that silence but to face it and live with it. Buddhism agrees, but with one crucial difference. It doesn't see that silence as cold or empty. It sees it as space, a wide open space for awareness. And in that space, something new can begin to grow. So if you're asking this question, don't rush to find the answer. The question itself is already powerful because it means you've started to look beyond mere comfort and surface goals. That's the beginning of wisdom. The endless cycle, running from sorrow, chasing happiness. We might think the hardest part of life is pain. But what if the deeper trap isn't pain itself, but the way we keep trying to run from it while also chasing happiness as if it were something we could finally hold? Every time we catch it, it slips away, and the cycle repeats. Most people live between two extremes, reaching for what feels good, success, love, recognition, and pushing away what feels bad, fear, shame, loss. Yet even when you get what you want, it never seems to last. The joy softens, and a new craving appears. Psychology calls this the hedonic treadmill. You run and run but stay in the same place. In Buddhism, this is called dukkha. It's often translated as suffering. But its meaning is deeper than just pain. It's the quiet unease that lingers even when nothing is obviously wrong. Like an itch you can't quite reach. The Buddha didn't say happiness is bad. He simply observed that clinging to happiness and resisting sorrow are two parts of the same trap. Both chasing and running create tension. We think if we just fix the outside world, change the job, the partner, the inside will follow. But peace doesn't come from control. It comes from understanding that both happiness and sorrow are just passing waves. What hurts is not their presence, but our grasping and resisting them. The ripple of our actions. Why death isn't an escape. When people feel stuck, they might think, maybe it will all end when I die, hoping for a clean break. But from a Buddhist perspective, death isn't the end of the story, it's the turning of a page. The reason we feel trapped in a cycle of chasing and running is that our actions never just disappear. Everything we do, say, and even think creates a ripple. Like a stone dropped into a still lake. The water may look calm, but the ripples keep spreading long after the splash. This is karma, which literally means action. It's not punishment or reward from an outside force, but the principle of cause and effect. If you speak with kindness, you shape your mind to be more open. If you act with hatred, your heart grows harder. These ripples don't always show up right away, but they shape your future. Buddhism teaches that there is no fixed soul, no unchanging me hiding behind the skin. Instead, there is a stream of consciousness, a process of knowing and reacting, shaped by habits and karma. When the body dies, that stream doesn't vanish, it continues. This is the essence of rebirth, not the return of a solid self, but a continuation of a process flowing forward, with no solid self, but with clear effects. It's like lighting one candle from another. The flame continues. But it's not the same flame, it's a continuation. Death isn't freedom if we haven't understood life. The fear of death stems from a deep sense that something is unresolved. That we have lived chasing shadows. And that this confusion will continue after we die. This isn't a story of fear, It's a reminder of your power. If every action has a ripple, then every moment has meaning. Every choice has weight. We're not trapped by fate. We are simply facing the effects of our past actions and creating new ones right now. The middle path. Walking through life, not around it. We spend so much of our lives trying to fix things and hold on to ideals. But what if peace doesn't come from fixing life? What if it comes from seeing it clearly and walking through it with balance? This is the middle path. It doesn't mean being bland or avoiding passion. It means walking with steadiness. Not pulled by desire or pushed by fear. It's the path between extremes where wisdom has room to grow. The Buddha compared it to tuning a stringed instrument. Too tight and it breaks. Too loose and it won't play. But with just enough tension, just enough mindfulness, and just enough effort, something beautiful begins to resonate. This is not a way of avoiding life but a way of walking through it, eyes open, heart steady, and grounded in what matters most. The point is presence. Living the answer in this moment. After all the searching and running, we return to the question we began with. What's the point? And maybe now, something has shifted. We no longer ask it like a demand. Instead, we begin to sense that the point isn't a destination, it's how we travel. In Buddhism, the word sati, often translated as mindfulness, carries a deeper meaning, remembrance. It's not just remembering to breathe, but remembering what truly matters. It means remembering that this moment is your life, not tomorrow. Not after success, but right now. To live with presence means being intimate with your own existence. It means daring to feel your life fully, the joy and the ache, the clarity and the fog, without needing it to be anything else. This isn't a mystical state reserved for monks. It's as close as your next breath. It's in the moment you notice the sunlight on the floor and realize you're alive. When we live like this, meaning is no longer something we chase. It's something that quietly blooms in the way we speak, in the way we care, and in the way we pause before reacting. The Buddha didn't promise answers, he offered a path. And what the path reveals is that the point is not to conquer life, fix it, or figure it all out. The point is to stop being at war with it, to stop being absent from it. And when you live like that, gently, fully, honestly, meaning begins to emerge, not as an idea, but as a presence, a way of being that touches everything you do.